Thank you. The wonderful people here in Pie Corner and the surrounding areas. It's good to be back here with you again. My intention was not to speak tonight because I wanted to reserve for tomorrow in Crab Hill, of which I'm inviting everyone to come down to Crab Hill tomorrow, because Crab Hill so happens to be the area in St. Lucie that will be the battleground of all battlegrounds. And we will do all within our power to make sure that Verla de Pisa becomes your next representative in St. Lucie. My friends, I came here to you before and I spoke to you about the ills that we, the people of St. Lucie, have had to put up with. My name is Mitch Blackman. As our chairman said, I was once a member of the Barbados Labour Party, and I was a deputy campaign manager for Peter Phillips. And I see here with me also, who was also the campaign manager for Peter Phillips, named no other than Mr. Bowen. Tell me, the people of St. Lucie, how else on earth could you find a manager and a deputy manager? And I didn't know that he had made his exodus. I'm sure he probably didn't even know that I had made mine. The bottom line to it is, here are two individuals who stood side by side with Peter, making sure that we spread the word. And I'm sure if he is not like me, that I feel that I should be apologizing to you, the wonderful people of St. Lucie, because I was responsible, like Mr. Bowen was also, for sharing with you that Peter Phillips was worthy. I say to you tonight, Pie Corner, Peter Phillips was not worthy, and I am asking you to accept my humble apology for the mistakes that I made. I want you to understand this. When a person gets up and leaves a political organization, it is not that they're leaving because they want to leave. Listen, folks, all those in a relationship should know this. If you are in something, it's a relationship or a marriage and it's not working, you have to make a decision. Do I stand in this relationship and suffer, or should I move? My friends in St. Lucie, this is for you. I have made the humble decision to leave the Barbados Labour Party and embrace a woman who tonight has proven to me, as she will prove to all of Barbados, that she is the most competent, hardworking, trustworthy, a woman of substance with a backbone. St. Lucie, if ever there was an occasion where you needed a representative, it is now. And I ask you, Pie Corner, you've been faithful to the Democratic Labour Party before. You've been faithful to the cause. I ask you tonight, if ever there was a time when your vote is important, your vote is more important now than any other time in Barbados. You have got not just to go to the polls, you have got to convince the others who are on the fringe, this is the time that you must come out and vote. My friends, a little history about me. And this one is from my mother. My mother, for those of you who would know her, she walked Branca, Tudor, Evelyn Graves, and Dennis Kelman. I was the only person in my family as a young man that ever decided I had the gall to vote against the Democratic Labour Party. And I went at the time with Roy Brathwaite. And may I say to you, I say this to you tonight, I am very convinced that all the ills in Barbados comes from that of the Barbados Labour Party. And the Democratic Labour Party has always got to be the party to come into power and clean up the mess.
All the time.
It has to stop. St. Lucie, Pike Corner, Rock Hall, wherever you are tonight and you're hearing this, the message, the gospel. The gospel says to you tonight, you have a fundamental duty to go to the polls on the 19th and do the right thing for Verla de Pisa. There's many reasons why you have to do this. My friends, let me tell you about this person who's the outgoing representative. I walked for the first time in my career as a political person. And I walked Pike Corner and I walked Mount Gay and just about every district. And there's one compelling matter that has to be brought to the forefront. It is this. Wherever you go into a district, someone will say to you, I voted for Peter before. I didn't know he was this bad. Ask yourself this question. A lady in Mount Gay, I can't call nobody's name, said to me, look, Elsa block with 2 windows. I asked for a little help. And I can't even tell you the words that this lady used to describe Peter. She made it clear to him, don't even at my door. Such a liar he is, she said. Down in Fosdick, a lady asked Peter just for a letter to carry to Light and Power to get the light. She asked him also for some gravel. My friends, gravel that is discarded because the road is so bad that she just wanted something to put down. And Peter, all kind of stories hiding from the woman, wouldn't answer his phone. Representation, my friends, is not about partisan representation. It's about the people that sent you to the House of Assembly. You are all one, whether you're a B or D. It calls for some person, as Verla said to me the other day, we were canvassing in Clingates. I don't care who the person voted for before Mitch. This is all about people and representation. And I say to you tonight, the people here in Pike Corner, even if you had voted for Peter before, this is your time now to say to yourself as an independent person, how bad can it be? How much more can I take? Where does it end? Peter Phillips helped me, but we got help for you, the people of St. Lucie. We got help in the name of Verla Graves de Pisa. And I say to you tonight that when all is said and done, St. Lucie will be so proud of this individual woman because she will bring the necessary changes to you that you need to have. And I say again to you here tonight, not just to go to the polls, but invite someone else to go with you and vote for this wonderful individual who is likely to be, if you send her to the House of Assembly and we win the government, which I'm expecting this to happen, she will be the next Prime Minister of Barbados. And if she becomes the Prime Minister, I see no reason whatsoever why St. Lucie will not now be lifted up and be taken care of. Ask yourself this question, Pike Corner. Why is it that we in St. Lucie have to be the last set of people? You know, Peter, I promised my family and I promised my friends that I wouldn't even call your name, but I have to let the people know how bad you are. Mayor Motley, how dare you do this to the wonderful people of St. Lucie that you can bring at the 11th hour. Marl, listen, we canvass Bentams. And the next day, if those of you who know Bentams, if that track from Bentams going up to Allendale, it is so bad. The next day, they didn't say, well, let me dig up and make it right. They bring a load of marl and roll it in that whenever the rainfall, wash back out. How bad can you be, Mayor Motley, that you can take the people of St. Lucie for granted and think that we are all fools? I hold you responsible, Mayor Motley, and Peter Phillips. I will make sure that you will be sent as a one-termer because you have not the people interested in St. Lucie. It's all about you. And it has to stop. I ask you tonight to bring Peter Phillips to an end. Thank you. And let's go a little further about how this embarrassing situation. They went up in my village, Glengates, and dropped some colas. Watch this. Everywhere that Verla goes, Peter and Mia follows. It is just amazing. And what Verla did on the visit to Glengates was pick up the phone and say to drainage, we have 2 wells down here that are falling in. And the next day drainage was there. And Mayor Motley and Peter Phillips came that said day with the impression that they were going to do something. Representation, my friends, is not about pushing your chest up in the air and making yourself believe that you are somebody. It's about going to the people. Let me just share with you what a young man said to me in Checker Hall. There's some issues at the cement plant. I asked for a meeting to meet with the cement plant to discuss the issues of these homeowners. My friends, Peter Phillips came to that meeting. There were 30 of us at that meeting. And Peter Phillips was the only person that did not speak for the residents of Checker Hall. Verla spoke. The people from the cement plant spoke. We had an engineer there in Peter King Brooms. We had Verla and her entourage. Peter had his entourage. Several of his people spoke, and Peter was like a little child there in the background. But let me tell you why he could not speak. Because the residents at whose home we were at called him a liar to his face and said to him, why did you not say to these people what you said to me, that you would have written them a letter and you never did? I'm not going to call the gentleman's name, a good friend of mine.
I know I do.
It is ridiculous. But want to Pomposette and bring me a Motley down 3 days afterwards with her Attorney General and others. Not now. Mr. Chairman, you begged me to speak. The people have got to hear the word.
Speak, man.
5 more minutes. Thank you.
10.
No, I'll take 5.
10.
So bad is this individual outgoing representative that I heard from the chairman just now that he was in these ministries. But let me tell you the facts about these ministries. When he went to Parliament, his mother gave him a job that as a minister in the Ministry of Transportation and Works. Peter Phillips, you ought to be ashamed even coming into Pike Corner. The bridge up there to nowhere, you were a minister for over a year in the Ministry of Transportation and Works, sir. Why is it, Peter Phillips, that you could not get anything done? Mrs. Seeley, I will give way to you, my dear friend. A man that I've known for a while, competent, and I'm sure that Richard will win his seat.